Yo, we need to have a serious conversation today, y'all.
That's right.
Amongst us. What's good, family? It's your boy Sykes, and you are looking live at the 50th episode of Special Delivery, y'all. 50 episodes. Thank y'all so much for helping us get here, man. And you're watching this on our new YouTube channel, by the way. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. Thank y'all so much for following us over here, man. We're gonna have a lot of fire content coming out on this channel, just like what we got today. Y'all see, we got two pairs right here today. We're taking a look at New Balance's new Conversations Amongst Us collection, curated by the one and only Joe FreshGoods. Now, in these boxes are the New Balance 2002R and the 550. And these are two models that have really risen into prominence over the last couple of years for New Balance. And look, these joints live up to that, man. Like, these are some really, really good shoes. They got like this coffee and cream vibe that I'm really rocking with. But more than that though, the story behind these things is pretty exceptional, man. It's a story about the language, the unspoken language, the secret language between Black people, and just the sorts of things that we only understand about each other. And I think that's an amazing theme to tackle through a sneaker. But more than that, what I'm most impressed by is the team that actually put these joints together. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. But before we get into it, y'all know what it is, man. We gotta unbox these joints, so let's do it. So y'all can kind of catch the vibe here. I'm one guy, these are two shoes. I can't unbox both of these at the same time unless I use the Shadow Clone Jutsu or special effects. Let's do it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just a top-notch production we are at Special Delivery. Oh wait, actually, we forgot to give y'all B-roll, so B-roll real quick. Boom, man. So there you have that. That's a look at the shoe, man. Here is the 550 right here. This is a shoe that you guys have seen on this show before. And with the typical run of the 550, you would have a sneaker that just has this basically an all leather upper. But on these joints right here for this collection, this is a lot different. This is actually made pretty much completely of canvas, basically on every single panel, until you get to this back heel area where you see you got some hits of hairy suede right here, then a little bit more right here, and that's on both sides of the sneaker. Then you get to this quarter panel right here. You see you got that OG New Balance in right here. It's like really puffy, really cool looking, honestly, to me. Then you have this sort of aged look on the outsole, giving it that classic 550 look, right? And honestly, like from afar, you could probably mistake this for one of the Aimé Leon Dore 550s that have become so popular over the last couple years. But then once you get up close on these joints and you see that, like, nah, this ain't leather, this is canvas, it's a completely different shoe. This is pretty impressive, man. This is just a really impressive sneaker, yo. Like, I don't want to spend too much time on it because we already seen these joints before, and it's really simple. So I'm gonna just say these joints are fire, and we gonna move on to the more complex model over here, which is the 2002R. And it makes sense for this joint to have a little bit more materials on it and be a little bit more sophisticated, because this is a early 2000s luxury running shoe. So of course it's going to have more material on it. And it really starts here at the toe, where you see you got this really thick cut of leather right here. And then you move up to the toe box, you see you got this hit of ripstop right here, ripstop material underneath these TPU underlays. And honestly, in this area, typically on the 2002R, you see some mesh. So that's actually a pretty different hit for this sneaker right here. And then on the toe, you see you got this hit of suede right here, moving up into the tongue, a little bit more suede underneath these blue laces that I popped in right here. Love this blue lace. It really matches with this lace jewel that y'all can see right here on the tongue of the 2002R, which is really impressive. And then you've got this embroidered New Balance in right here in this this quarter panel right here in this leather right here. Now, once again, another thick cut of leather that we have right here. Moving back into the heel area, you see a little bit more ripstop right there. That 2002R logo right here in this this plastic right here. You got this hairy suede back here on the heel of the sneaker, and then you got some more suede right here, some smoother, softer suede with that Amongst Us in it. And actually, I'm gonna pull out the left shoe really quick on these joints. You can see that when you take both shoes out, you've got that whole conversations amongst us slogan right there on the left and the right shoe. So I think that's a pretty cool touch to these things, man. This is just a really dope sneaker. This collection, honestly, is just really dope. But more than any looks on this sneaker or the vibes that they come with, the story is just extremely impressive. So let's talk a little bit about that. So if you guys have been following Joe FreshGoods' career with New Balance at all to this point, none of this project should really be a surprise to you, especially not the story part. I mean, he's always put a focus on telling these black stories and the intricacies of being black in America. He did it with the 992, the No Emotions Are Emotions 992, which was a story about how black people have to sort of compartmentalize emotions at times in these different settings that we're in America. And then he did it with the 990 V3 in 2021, the Outside Clothes 990 V3, which was a shoe that told a story about the communities that black people live in and the strength and togetherness that we find in those communities. And a lot of times those communities are functioning outside, hence the name Outside Clothes, right? And nothing has really changed with this Conversations Amongst Us collection. This is a collection that is about, like I said, the intricacies in the language, the unspoken language, the secret language between black people that only we understand, right? It's those conversations that take place in your home or the barbershop or when you're in the bathroom chilling with your girls or your homies, right? It's those conversations that make you feel safe and make you feel seen. And that's the sort of story that is sort of evoked with this thing as Joe FreshGoods as the creative director. But in my opinion, the best part about these sneakers is that these are not Joe FreshGoods sneakers at all. These are actually general release models that were, yes, creatively directed by Joe FreshGoods, but these shoes were actually developed by a group of black associates at New Balance called the Black Souls. And you remember back in the day when we did those New Balance sneakers that came with the Bible, it was the 990 V5 and the 574 that they did for Black History Month, Jordan Johnson and all them. The same group actually made these sneakers right here. And I think it's pretty clear that they're building something special, the Black Souls are, over at New Balance. And I think we should be talking a lot more about that. So let's talk about it. All right, I'm not finna lie to y'all. I'm not about to be the guy who's gonna be up here saying that this collection right here solves all the problems for black people in sneaker culture. I mean, doesn't really come close, honestly. If you take a look at all the executive boards on your favorite brands, they're mostly white. In fact, with New Balance in particular, the executive board is completely white. And if you think about the way that these shoes are packaged and sold to people these days, not just these shoes right here, but sneakers overall, it's very exclusionary to the black and brown people who made sneaker culture pop in the first place. So there are still a lot of things that need to be taken care of, and a lot of ways that this culture can be fixed to better appreciate the folks who made it pop. But these sneakers right here, this collection right here, it gives me a lot of hope. This is a collection, like I said, that was made by black and brown associates at New Balance who really wanted to create a collection that spoke to them personally, that spoke to their vibe, that spoke to the things that were on their mind. And I just think that's a really cool thing to see, honestly. It shows us that New Balance is trusting these folks with the creative direction of an entire project. And this is not just, any sort of project. They attach Joe FreshGoods' name to these joints, man. That is a big deal. And they just let them run it completely. And I want to see a lot more of that from other sneaker brands out there aside from New Balance. Like, we should see more of this overall, and not just on the, the creative director side where you have a Joe FreshGoods or a Kanye West or a Virgil Abloh. Like, yeah, those jobs are cool, but there are only so many of those jobs that can go around. I want to see black people doing the designing. I want to see them doing the content. I want to see them doing the marketing. I want to see them taking part in all of this. And does it always need to be about a black story? No, absolutely not. These folks are made of multitudes. There are different things that make them click, and I want to hear those stories too. But this collection right here gives me hope that those stories could eventually come. So I gotta say, man, my heart is full with these joints, but Anyway, fam, that's a wrap for Special Delivery. I'm your boy Sykes, and this is New Balance's new Conversations Amongst Us collection. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. Hey, yo, if you know what I just said, translate that in the comments below. Oh, and make sure y'all subscribe too.